Today on Cooking with SonicBlu, I got a different recipe for you to try, and you might notice that I'm still going under that treatment. My voice is sounding just a little bit better, but it's not quite back to normal, so kind of bear with me on the voice part if I don't sound normally. Today we're going to show you a different recipe that should be very interesting for everybody to try. If you like corn dogs, you'll probably love this recipe. We're going to be making corn dog casserole, and that's right, corn dog casserole. It's going to be the same consistency and the same ingredients you would find in regular corn dogs, but done into a casserole dish like this one. And the reason why I have such a big dish, normally this recipe would call for a 1.5 quart casserole dish, like one of the square ones. But since we have a house full of people who are all interested in this recipe, we're going to triple up on our recipe. So basically, we have 3 packages of hot dogs. All different brands too, so that ought to come out interesting. Now, each package of hot dogs, if you want to do this for a single serving or maybe even a serving of 2, each package is approximately, well, except for this one's just a little bit over, but that's okay. Each package of regular hot dogs is 3/4 pounds. That's 12 ounces. Otherwise, a full pound is 16 ounces like what we have here, but it shouldn't be too bad of a deal. But if you get the 3/4 pound hot dog packages, that's what the recipe will call for. So we're going to open up our hot dogs first, and we are going to cut into slices our hot dogs. We get out a small, that size of a steak knife, just a regular steak knife is all you need, and all we're going to do is just take the hot dog and cut it like this, and watch out for your fingers. Nice big sized chunks, or you can do them in littler chunks if you want to, because the more chunks you cut, the longer ways they go. Now, grab your cooking spray, and it doesn't matter what brand you get, because cooking spray is cooking spray. It serves the same purpose. Spray it down really good. This ensures your hot dogs will not stick to the skillet, especially a skillet like this one. If you're using a non-stick skillet as opposed to a metallic skillet like this one used to be a non-stick skillet. You can still see the Teflon around the edge there, but then you don't need as much cooking spray. We're going to turn our burner up to about halfway. We're going to wait until this heats up a little bit, and then we're going to toss our hot dogs in and use this wooden spoon to stir them and saute them. But since you're using a lot more hot dogs than normal, it's probably going to take a little longer than 5 minutes to saute them. So give or take about 8 to 10 minutes on these ones, or until they look cooked. And then we're going to reserve about 2, maybe 3 cups to the side to put over the top. So that way, when you mix the rest of your hot dogs in with your cornmeal mixture, everything gets mixed in really well, and your hot dogs will be evenly distributed. Like I said, my voice is going to be really funny, so kind of bear with me. I'm still undergoing treatment, but at least I sound a little better than I did, and I'm only on my 2nd day of treatment, so... Well,
so he's getting better!
Starting to.
I feel happy!
So we're turning it up a little bit higher in the start, so we can get this show on the road here.
Yeah.
We're going to add our dogs. We'll probably do this half and half. But you want to saute the dogs at about a medium temperature once you got a hot skillet. But I forgot that my temperature was on a little bit of the high side, so that's okay.
It was about a medium.
Well, it was medium high is 6 to 7. It was at 8. So it was at the beginning of the high mark.
High-low.
The high mark. But as long as they get cooked in nice, because you're going to be baking this as well. But the purpose of sauteing this is so that you can get the right consistency to your hot dogs and make sure they're fully cooked before they go into your casserole, because they might not be fully cooked, or at least to the specification we need, while it's being covered up in all that cornmeal.
And it gives a nice little scent throughout the house too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
And if you like your corn dogs and hot dogs.
I am sorry for the people who are watching this, because they probably wish that they could smell this right now.
Well, if you smell one hot dog being cooked, you know how it smells.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been to a barbecue before.
Well, everybody has, yeah.
Like that. Okay, we're going to take the rest of our dogs And just pop them right into this bowl here. And we are done with the skillet. We're going to use this now. We're going to triple up on our order of cornmeal mix. We're going to start off with, normally in a normal recipe, this would call for a cup. But since we're tripling up on our recipe, we're going to need 3. So, with a dry measuring cup, not like last week when you saw our pizza episode and Ty used one of these to measure dry goods. You don't do that. That is for wet, like liquids, like water or milk.
I'm still laughing about that, and I didn't even see the thing.
1 cup. It is so simple. Just drop that in there, 1 cup. You're done. Now go for your second one. You cannot mistake this. There's another cup. Simple. There's 2 cups. Here comes number 3. There's a reason why this is made for dry goods.
Because the measurement...
There's 3. You're done. Look, 3 perfect cups. And look at that. Didn't take you long at all. 2 1/4, which is triple. That gets poured right into there. Okay, next. Eggs. We're using 3 of them. And use that because breaking eggs on plastic don't really work too well. And there's 1. There's 2. Just make sure you don't get the eggshells in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to see if there's eggshells in there. Of course, we'll know.
A little extra protein won't hurt you.
A little extra crunch, you'll never know it's in there.
Yeah.
And 3, just get that extra egg white.
Egg booger.
Take your finger and just pull that snot right out of there. Because right now this is probably what's trapped in my upper respiratory tract. There we go. Now, take a whisk, and we are going to carefully whisk all of this stuff together. Carefully, because I don't want to sling everything all over the place, and that's the last thing in the world you want to do. Once you start getting it mixed and it starts to thicken up, then you can go a little faster and go to town in stirring the rest of the stuff up. We're going to make sure that this gets whisked together to where it's a nice smooth mixture. You're going to be whisking for about 1 minute to 2 minutes until it's all nice and smooth. I'm the mixing man. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and add our spices, and we're going to need about 1 teaspoon per order of thyme. So we are going to add 3 teaspoons. That's about 2 and 3. What the hell?
Yeah, just dump the rest of it in there.
And pepper to taste. I'm using the pepper mill because pepper from a pepper mill is the best.
Oh, it's so good. So is sea salt.
Alright, that should do it on pepper. Now, stir all that in with the whisk until you no longer see your thyme or your pepper. It gets all mixed into the cornmeal. We're going to add our hot dogs, except for about 2, maybe 3 cups worth. I'm going to stir these in. I'm going to reserve about that much off to the side. Stir these in really good. We're going to have a lot of hot dogs in here, so now what we're going to do now is pour into your casserole dish. Try to get as much of that out of there as possible.
To me, this is actually a pretty easy recipe too.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the beauty part about easy recipes from time to time. Doesn't always have to be complex to be delicious.
Nope.
Okay, now. We could have made do with some more cornstarch, or cornmeal, but with your reserved hot dogs, just take and scatter them over the top like this. They will all get cooked in, and boy, is this going to be something when it's done. I can already feel it.
It's already looking good, and it's not even in the oven yet.
Now, we need to preheat our oven, while we're at it, to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And let it preheat while we continue with adding our hot dogs to this wonderful casserole that we're going to put together. And this recipe, if you're lucky enough, should feed 6 people comfortably, and if it doesn't, then you might need to make 2 more of those. Because you don't know how good this is. Well, we don't even know how good this is going to be yet. This might turn out to taste like crap, and we won't know until we finish cooking it.
This is one of our mystery recipes, isn't it?
It's one I've never prepared before. But giving new ideas to our viewers is what we like to do from time to time.
True.
This is one of those occasions. So,
True.
now that we have...
Done with these?
I'm done with those, yeah, and this too. Okay, now that we have our mixture, what we're going to do is, if you want to, you can actually add just a little bit of salt over the top of this for it to taste. Even though you get a little sodium in your hot dogs, just add a little regular iodized salt on the top of there, and just, or you can use sea salt, kosher salt, any kind of salt you want to.
Oh, some cheese sounds good. Some cheese on top would sound good too.
Actually, that wouldn't be that bad of an idea either.
You might want to add cheese, but it depends on how well it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little pepper over the top too, because we like pepper, especially from the pepper mill. So, now we have just to wait for this oven to start beeping, and we can slide in our casserole, and we're going to be letting it cook for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we're going to check on it in 15-minute intervals. Halfway in, we'll check it and see how far it's coming along. And then in the next 15 minutes, we're going to check to make sure it doesn't burn or cook too much. And then when that is done, we'll pull it out and we'll show you what it looks like. And we are going to serve it with mustard.
Ketchup should be on the top shelf.
I don't think... Oh, there it is.
Yep.
It's hiding in the milk. And ketchup.
Not a lot of ketchup, but
No, but yeah. And if you want to, mayonnaise, but I have my light mayonnaise because I can't
have the regular stuff.
This. Well, I can. I choose not to. But what I like to do actually is take my ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise and mix it into a sauce. And I always do that with anytime I have corn dogs. I like to mix it up.
You go for the dip method too, huh?
I do the dip method, yeah.
Same here.
So what we probably can do is, since there are 6 people eating, or however many are awake right now.
There's 4 of us awake, but I will probably be waking Kazzy and Sage up so they can have some dinner and then send them back to bed.
Well, that all depends on how much is left before they wake up. Let's get out 4 bowls just to be on the safe side, and then they can make their own sauce if they want to later on. That'll be 2. And this will be something you can do while you're waiting for the oven to preheat, or you can start it before you mix all of this stuff up, but I didn't think about that at the time. So, what we can do is slide this over here.
No mustard in mine, please.
No mustard. Well, I'm just gonna make mine.
That worked.
Everybody else can make theirs. And then that way, you know what you like to add, how much of each item you like to add, and you gotta be sparing on the ketchup.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately...
I should have grabbed another thing last night. Oh well.
Be sparing as possible on the ketchup. And we can go hog wild on the mustard.
Yeah, because we have that one, and I think we have a whole nother one in here too.
Oh my.
Yep.
Yeah, we do. Good. Always helps to
Yeah,
have plenty of mustard.
that's mustard. That's nice.
And this is my light mayonnaise, so I will add a dollop of that in there. And just stir it up nice until you get a nice orangish color, or a bright orangish color now because I'm adding mayonnaise. And there's not much ketchup in there, otherwise it would be an even brighter orangish color than what it is being mixed up here before our eyes.
That looks like spicy mustard right now.
It does. But you can use any dipping sauce you want. You can make your own. You can use barbecue sauce if you want to. Sweet and sour sauce, honey mustard, spicy mustard. The possibilities are endless. Just that when you do this though, make sure you have plenty of ketchup.
Yeah.
Because that's not enough. I want more, but I don't want to steal too many ketchup from other people. What time is it, by the way?
10:23.
10:30. So no place around here is open this late at night.
Well, you do have the, didn't you say that one corner store is open?
I said maybe, because I've never gone over there before, until after 10. The 3-liter store.
Oh, that place?
Yeah. Because I think it's the sister company of the one that was over there on Shanley.
Might be.
Even the owners look similar.
Yeah. It might be. I mean, if we really wanted to, we can actually take a quick jaunt over. It's not like it's that far away from here.
Well, this cooks up.
Well, this cooks up. This will be at it for about 30 minutes anyway. So, I say let's take a quick jaunt over there. We'll leave the camera here. We'll wait until this beeps, and when it does,
we'll throw it in.
We'll toss it in. We're going to head out to the corner store. We're going to come back, hopefully with more ketchup. So join us when we're ready to pull this thing out of the oven, and we'll show you what it looks like, and hopefully we'll have more ketchup at our disposal. But if not, then that's all we're going to have to work with, which is okay, I guess, but you got to have ketchup. I mean, you can't have corn dogs without ketchup. It's against the law, isn't it?
No.
Not necessarily.
Well, then let's make it against the law. You have to have plenty of ketchup for your corn dogs, and if you don't like ketchup, then there are substitutes.
Let's make it a law in this household, then.
Okay, let's make a law in this household. It is against the law in this household to be without ketchup for your corn dogs, and especially for your corn dog casserole. But if you don't have it, then what are you going to do? I mean, you're going to avoid the police that are going to come in? Excuse me, sir, you don't have ketchup for your corn dogs.
Substitute ketchup.
Pasta sauce, well...
I don't know if that would work.
Pasta sauce might work if you're got an Italian flavor, and ketchup to you is like pasta sauce anyway. But the only difference, really, of course, is the Italian seasoning that goes into that. Otherwise, it's the same thing. But you can also make your own ketchup out of tomato sauce, tomato paste, a little vinegar, mix it up together, boom, you got ketchup.
And with tomato sauce, you just have to add a thickener, like cream of tartar, for example.
Well, tomato paste, that's where that comes in.
Oh, yeah, true.
About 4 cans of tomato paste to about half of that can of tomato sauce and just a little dollop or splash of white vinegar. And then you pretty much got ketchup from there. And you can add spices and seasoning and whatnot. Of course, you can add your garlic powder, your onion powder, all that other stuff to it, and make it taste more like ketchup. But otherwise, you just have tomato sauce. And who really wants to eat corn dogs with tomato sauce? I mean, it's an interesting dish as it is, but we don't want to make it too fancy schmancy. Hurry up and preheat, you damn stupid oven!
Why don't you do a little dance to speed it up?
There you go.
Oh, okay, I better not do that too much.
Yeah, I don't think we need him to fall down.
It's called the I've Fallen and I Can't Reach My Corn Dog Casserole dance. At least I'm not dancing the Urkel.
Yeah.
That's the Urkel.
Oh, gosh.
Can I do that? Wow.
Trash can right behind you.
Now I know where all that phlegm is.
Wow, you sound a lot different now.
Do I really?
Yeah.
I should do that like that. Like
now you go back to the other.
The Steve Urkel exercise, of course. Now I know where all that mucus is stored. Right up in here. Or back in, where you get your postnasal drip. It's like a blockage of mucus up there. And I think the mucus from the chest...
Nobody needs to hear that!
...goes up into postnasal
Especially during the cooking.
Incidentally, my lung butter looked really disgusting. It looked like somebody had just died.
See, now he's doing that on purpose.
Yes, I am. Needless to say, this isn't making it into the...
Thank goodness.
Into the edit.
No, but we could probably have her go like behind
like
the
a
scenes or
bloopers.
something.
And now I'm going to do a magic trick.
And
Nothing up the sleeves. And I'm not wearing anything under my hat except for my hair. Now, abracadabra, hocus pocus. I don't know what
Alakazam.
the right magic word is, but give me some pepper. That's Smirnoff Ice. No, I said pepper. That's not pepper either. Alright. Alakazam, Alakazoo, Kazoomy, Bazoomy, Denang me, but don't let them hang me.
I don't know.
I was stationed in Da Nang in Vietnam. Oh, of course it would give me Crown Royal. Oh, I should remember that magic. But anyway, forgetting about the pepper, this thing just beeped. So, we're going to slide it into the oven and then retreat to the corner store and get us some ketchup.
Hopefully.
Remember, we're going to be cooking this at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. So I'll see you back in 30. Oh, can it possibly be time already? I think it is. So, of course, why else would I be wearing an oven mitt if I wasn't ready to pull something out of the oven? So let's open it up, pull it out, and look at that. Nice and golden brown on the top. Let me get something else for this hand. This will do just nicely. Here we go.
That does look delicious, Sonic.
Oh boy, look at that. Doesn't come out too burnt. Everything looks as good as it should.
And it has a nice GDD to it.
Yes, golden brown and delicious. Now you can do the toothpick test, but we already know. Of course, when you do the toothpick test, it comes back clean. It's ready to be pulled out of the oven. So, without further ado, let's get a knife and cut this bad boy up and see what we can serve to everybody. Well, that was a little crooked, but oh well.
Better than my cutting.
That's straight now, but now this piece. There. Okay.
Hello, Pee-wee. When did you move in?
I don't know. He just kind of popped in my head. There we go. Cut this into 3 columns.
Run away, hot dog.
Get back in there. Okay, now let us get a few platos.
Platos?
In Espanol, platos is plates, of course. Everybody knows that. You might want to take your knife and just go around the edge of this so that way it doesn't stick too bad to the edges. Of course, then spraying this thing down before you put this down would have been a good idea too, but not really mandatory.
Especially with cornmeal, it usually comes up easily.
Oh yeah.
Usually.
You do this number a few times around the edge and it should come right up out of there. Should.
Keyword.
Should, keyword.
Okay, here's your plates.
Los platos aquí. Y vámonos a poner los platos allá. Y ahorita, vámonos.
Okay, how about some English?
Está aquí.
How about some English for those like myself that doesn't know very much Spanish?
We're going to try to get a piece of this.
Would you like?
Hey, if you have a spatula would work.
That's not a spatula.
Spider.
That's not a spatula.
There's a spatula. Alright, so. Give me something to believe in. Okay, now don't be surprised if it falls apart on you
Crumble,
like that,
crumble.
of course. It's cornmeal, so it's going to crumble a bit.
He's taking all the good pieces. He's taking all the edges.
Well, yeah, because that's what is accessible. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15. That's an odd number going into feeding 6.
Everyone can at least get 2 pieces, and then there's going to be 3 extra.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good to me.
Sorry, math whiz at work there.
Yeah, and I hate math. So,
you're welcome.
Anyhow, let us go and get... I've already prepared my dipping sauce in advance.
Yay, dipping sauce.
And we did get ketchup. Look at this.
Ketchup.
You see, now, when we were talking about needing ketchup, a DeLorean parked outside, and this tough guy comes out, and he hands me this bottle, and he says, "No, I heard you were out of ketchup, there, butthead, so I gave you mine. It's Biff's ketchup." And then he insults me, and then he goes away, and then he disappears out in thin air. Old bastard, I had to beat him upside the head with his cane.
You think he's trying to use it for his making money schemes again?
I don't know, but he mentioned something about going to get Lorraine, whatever that means. So, anyway. Well, from the piece that I selected, it is a very interesting way of eating corn dogs. You can definitely tell a lot of pepper is in here because pepper to taste, and we like pepper, especially from that of a peppermill.
Good stuff, stronger flavor.
So you just use that dipping sauce?
Use whatever dipping sauce you like, whether it's a combination like Sonic has there or something pre-made like barbecue sauce. He's saying it's very good. I can speak Foodinese.
It is actually pretty interesting of a dish.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, probably never going to make this ever again, 10 being somewhere that I would make this every day if I could afford it.
It would be a 6.5 on that scale.
So every once in a while, huh?
Every once in a while it would be good to have. Of course, remember, we're eating hot dogs. If it was turkey dogs, then it would be up to 7 or 8. But beggars can't be choosers. And this gives everybody an idea of a different way to prepare hot dogs and cornmeal. Perhaps you don't have the skill to make homemade corn dogs.
Which we should do on the show one of these days.
We should.
You can do your version, I'll do my version. Sound good? Okay.
But all in all, not bad. Very easy to make. You don't have to worry about making a batter and dipping it in the batter and then deep frying it for the perfect amount of time, pulling it out, and then experimenting with them. This is all baked at once, and it's very delicious. And that's all there is to it.
It actually looks nice and fluffy too.
It is pretty nice and fluffy.
So what's the texture like?
Well, you know you're eating homemade corn dog. I guess from the brand of cornmeal that we used, it's a bit different than what I would expect out of a corn dog, but not bad.
Okay. Well, I want to stuff my face too, so...
Well, I'm going to end up eating all of this before I do my closing.
Yeah, so let's do the closing real quick so everyone else can eat too.
So on behalf of the Opop Show and a recovering SonicBlu Darkfold, may all of your meals be simple, delicious, and impressive at the same time.
Good night, Sonic.
Good night. Cover the bottom of your skillet with dogs.
That just sounds wrong. Fill the bottom and fill the skillet with dogs.
Woof woof.
Out again.
I'm sorry.
Again.
I couldn't.
Get a skillet puppy.
I'm sorry I couldn't help that.
Dog meat can actually be really good.
Yeah,
No.
frowned upon in certain countries and states.
I frown upon people eating.
Woof woof.